All right, I'm back again. On this follow up. This is video go out to Knowledge Speak Truth. What's happening, bro? Another brother I know, always know for a long time, man. He was like the first brother that I ever listened to on YouTube. Angel Snubbing Up 17, known as the Black Dragon. What's up, man? All right, see, today, these brothers' videos was kind of like similar of what they was talking about. Not to speak truth, he was talking about, stop kissing the white man's ass, because it's an answer to that, because the white man ain't gonna kiss your ass. And another thing is that Angel Snubnut was saying was, so-called dark Europeans, how he always called them like that, is that, they always want to tend and be defensive of their oppressor, they master. And the thing is that I want to get on Knowledge Speak Truth, man, because you kind of like sewed the needle and the thread about what you were saying, is that, you got certain type of black people, not just black people, but black men and black women, they been in the hood, you know what I mean? They sit up there all their lives as kids, whatever. You know what I mean? They like listen to the Barcades, Confunction, they listen to all that shit. But all of a sudden, they get kind of ribbed up when they get into this certain crowd right here, you know what I mean? When they like kind of dissing themselves from home, and they go to another team right here, and they like react with other people. And so when they come back to where they came from, all of a sudden they like high and mighty. And what I call them type of people, I call them undercover brothers, and I call them undercover brothers and sisters. To me, they ain't nothing but motherfucking imposters. That's all they is. They don't know what they is. You know what I mean? You cannot step out of one thing and step into another, and step back to where it is. You know what I mean? You gotta pick two. You gotta pick two. Either you home with family, or you with who's something that we fighting against because if you gonna go against what we fighting against then you need to like you need to fold your ass up and get on somewhere. That's the way that's the way I put it. But just like I said, I had did a video a long time ago called Message to Uncle Tom's, and it was kind of like related to the same thing that Knowledge was talking about. And it's like I told you, Knowledge, man. I work with I work with this black dude, man. His name is Chris. And it's another black girl named Chrissy, but she's mulatto. But Chris, he's like black as me. He's dark as Ace of Spades. He's like this. But the thing is that the brother's missing the big picture. And then when I say that, is that he will go around. I can hear the music in his headphones. He played like heavy metal, rock. I remember one day my homeboy, now she was like, working and stuff. And he came in and he was like doing all this dancing and shit. And he's like talking all British and shit. And it's like one time I told bro, I said, man, I wanna call him to the side, man, and give him some Q's and A's. You know what I mean? But that's the type of people that you dealing with. You got these Uncle Ruckus type of motherfuckers, man. And when I say that, because they would give out a poor excuse talking about, oh, what happened in school, or the black woman that's like Uncle Tom and two. I don't want to say Uncle Tom, because really Uncle Tom was a victorious man. I would say, he was a sellout, and she was a sellout. And she told me, this black girl told me, she said, "Oh, cause I'm trying to rap to her and stuff like this." And she's like, "Oh, you know what? If George Clooney or Brad Pitt and somebody else like step," I said, "You know what? Hold the phone for a minute. I know what your flavor is. You know what I mean?" But she said, "Oh, no, it's not like that, because, I was with a black guy before." She's talking all proper and shit. She said, "Oh, I was a black guy before." And I said, "You know what? Black, white, whatever. It's always going to be something spoiled in the refrigerator. You just can't blame it on one fucking race, you know what I mean? Because white dudes, they go home, beat their wife ass. They can go ahead and do this and do that. They can sleep with other men that come right back home to their woman. You know what I mean? So you just can't blame this shit on a black man like this. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you one motherfucking thing. It's like I told her. I said, whatever it is, don't ever forget who you is. Don't ever hate for what you is. You know what I mean? Because that white dude, whoever you fucking with, he's gonna do 10 times worse than what it is. You know what I mean? So I went ahead and went on. I got my car and took my ass home. And so I'm gonna get on to Angel Snubbing Up 7-2. Is that you have a lot of mindless black people out here that is gonna always look out for something that harmed us for years and years and years and years. And just like the average house Negro, they can get beat, whipped, they can get humiliated in front of this white man, in front of this guest. And that's the same as the sellout, because if they do that, they don't care. So if a white person, a white man, or a white woman come up to them, call them nigger, they would just like tip their little straw hat, thank you. Or they little hat like this, because they still want to be accepted in that. You know what I mean? They still want to be accepted. So they can call them all kind of niggas they want. But so if a black person come up to them and call them, hey man, what's up, nigga, this and this and that. You know how to, you know how the fucking train rolls. You know what I mean? That's the way they operate. You know what I mean? And just like I said in my last video, those type of people that I mentioned, one day white people are gonna show their fucking true colors. Cause that's like I said before, we all human. We get angry, we get sad, we get happy, we get mad. But see, the thing to a white person, and especially a white person, when a white person get mad, and especially when they know something like that's around, that is the opposite color, guess what they do? They take their anger out on them. That's the only thing they can do. Because why? Because that sellout some bitch is not gonna do nothing. He's not gonna do a motherfucking thing. He's a bootlicker. He's a bootlicker. A crumb snatcher. I don't like the way that black people call black little kids crumb snatchers, because they ain't crumb snatchers. They not crumb snatchers. We was all babies, you know what I mean? They just happy to be around the world. When a baby hungry, they just like a teenage girl. They have needs and wants too. You know what I mean? To me, a sellout motherfucker is a crumb snatcher. Because he curls up around his master's leg under the motherfucking fire like a dog and a cat. And what happened is that when he curled up like a dog and cat, that would get that white motherfucker the goddamn privilege to kick him around, tell him get the fuck away from me. And what the sellout gonna do? He gonna like crawl back and try to seek that love again. So you do have ass kissers like that. You do have Sambos like that. And you know, I mean, I'm just telling how I feel it in my perspective. That's the way they is. But we ain't got to get on like that. You know what I mean? But I'm just telling how it is right then and there. That's the way they operate. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. Because I'm going to tell you something like this. If it's something went down between me and a white person, even though that white person started it, they ain't going to do nothing but just say that I started it. Why? Because they need that fucking acceptance. Part 4 coming up. or part 3.